Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to MPWF Monday Nitro. We are currently in the main event of the evening as Joe Eagle and Lamar James Jackson take on Richard Hawkins and Antonio Goldman in a sick tag team matchup. And currently, Lamar James Jackson and Joe Eagle are destroying Richard Hawkins in the corner of the ring using amazing tag team wrestling to completely keep him away and cut him away from Antonio Goldman so he cannot make the tag. Don't forget that Joe Eagle is a former 12-time tag team champion in the MPWF. If anybody knows how to tag team wrestle, it is Joe Eagle. Now Richard Hawkins going back to the outside of the ring, and that's a mistake. That's a rookie mistake of Lamar James Jackson. Lamar James Jackson is a rookie in professional wrestling. He's just done a lot in his career so far. And look at this, Richard Hawkins completely juking both men out, but he jumps to the outside the ring and completely misses. Another rookie mistake there by Richard Hawkins. Richard Hawkins should have ran it back in the ring and tagged Antonio Goldman, but instead he tried to work and try and defeat Lamar James Jackson on the outside the ring. And now I don't know what's happening there on the apron, but he's running away, and Lamar James Jackson extremely disoriented from those shots by Richard Hawkins. But Jackson back up, carbon elbow tie up, and now going for a beautiful vertical brainbuster there by Richard Hawkins, and Richard Hawkins taking down Joe Eagle. That's a bad move again by Richard Hawkins. He needs to make the tag to Antonio Goldman, and oh, there's a vicious knee. What a knee lift, and that could be it. Going for the cover, 1, 2, no, Antonio Goldman just breaks up the count. That move almost pinned Ricky Cash at the Welcome to YouTube show. And what a vicious knee by Lamar James Jackson. Now he has him again in a carbon elbow tie-up. Now tagging back Joe Eagle. No, Richard Hawkins fighting away from him. Oh, Joe Eagle drops a knee. Now brawling. Now punching Richard Hawkins back and forth in the face. How many of those shots can you take? How many by Eagle can you take? And now, oh, now Joe Eagle just absolutely choking Richard Hawkins. This crowd not loving this whatsoever. This crowd in the Staples Center booing Joe Eagle and Lamar James Jackson. Now a vicious Irish whip. The impact in which Richard Hawkins went back first into the turnbuckle was vile. Joe Eagle now picking him up with a knife hand chop, completely wearing down Richard Hawkins, and Eagle telling him to suck it as he's in control. But Richard Hawkins looking to fight away. Richard Hawkins now going to look to make the tag to Antonio Goldman, but Joey Eagle recovering quickly and now keeping him grounded just away from Goldman, and now takes a shot on Goldman, knocking him off the apron. Listen to this crowd as they absolutely boo Eagle for his actions. They're disgusted with Eagle for his actions, but the point is, with these actions Eagle does, he wins. As I said earlier on in this matchup, Eagle does whatever it takes. He has no shame, but he does leave victorious, and in most times will be the world champion of the MPWF. And now dropping another elbow into Richard Hawkins. And Lamar James Jackson looking to learn everything he can from teaming with Joe Eagle. As you see, his tag team wrestling already getting better in this matchup. His awareness getting a lot better in this contest. But Antonio Goldman now catching Lamar James Jackson. Now Richard Hawkins with a headbutt. Now he should make the tag to Antonio Goldman. But Lamar James Jackson's in the way, and Richard Hawkins trying to get retribution, trying to show who's boss before the United States Championship match. Make the tag. No, Richard Hawkins decides not to. Another mistake. And seeing as that Richard Hawkins is a former DWS, that could have broken Antonio Goldman's jaw there. That would not be good if his jaw was broken before Cyber Sunday. And Richard Hawkins following like an idiot back in the ring to Lamar James Jackson. Now the referee telling Antonio Goldman to get to the outside, and now he's choking him with that double underhook submission by Lamar James Jackson, and now completely taking down Antonio Goldman off the apron. Oh, what a clothesline. Goldman getting beat up on the apron. As I was saying before, you would think that Richard Hawkins would be doing a lot better in his tag team matchup, seeing as he's a former DWS tag team champion with his brother David Hawkins. But no, he's making a ton of mistakes here. I think he's letting his nerves get the best of him in this matchup. But Eagle dropping a knee, and now setting up. Here it comes pedigree time. Pedigree dropping Richard Hawkins on his head, and that is it. But Joey Eagle now telling him to suck it, and that is the pure arrogance of Joey Eagle, that he is convinced that he's winning this match, and this is over. 1, 2, 3, no. Kick out there by Richard Hawkins. Very surprising. Did not expect him there to kick out. Nor did this crowd, and Richard Hawkins fighting back out. And he's trying to get back, but there's no Antonio Goldman on the side. Now he needs Eagle. Now he's giving him fist, but no, a punch back. And what a knee. What a vicious knee by Joe Eagle to Richard Hawkins in the face, completely busting him wide open, and all these punches have Richard Hawkins bleeding everywhere. Richard Hawkins is a bloody mess and needs to be seen. He needs some medical attention pronto. Now, Lamar James Jackson tagged back into this matchup, and this is not exactly what Richard Hawkins wanted. Richard Hawkins needed to make that tag earlier on, and he didn't. And now he's paying the price and the consequence on another vicious knee lift by Lamar James Jackson. But Lamar James Jackson finding the time to beat down Richard Hawkins to tell him, I am what's up, as he punches him in the face continuously. The United States champion working on the #1 contender, and I do not know how Richard Hawkins can make the tag to Antonio Goldman in this matchup anymore. And again, look at that vicious impact, as look at the strength and power of Lamar James Jackson as he continuously throws Richard Hawkins into the turnbuckle. Richard Hawkins can't even stand anymore. He just hits the turnbuckle and just goes face first into the mat. Now stomping Hawkins again, punching him in the face again, and now another elbow to the face. Lamar James Jackson with complete control. Richard Hawkins is not responding anymore. No, wait, a kick. Schoolboy, this could be it. No, Lamar James Jackson kicking out straight away. Richard Hawkins, he found an opening, and here comes Antonio Goldman, and he drops a fist. No, Lamar James Jackson slows his roll, and now elbows him in the face. This crowd went nuts for about 5 seconds, and now Antonio Goldman now with an arm drag. How unfortunate was that for the team, but we'll be back for the rest of the main event of MPWF's Monday Nitro.